Gossip? Yeah! I heard that millionaire Maxfield Stanton disappeared.
I knew I shouldn't have let you come.
I remember you mentioning that some of the actors were some of your students, too. The next one I have on my list is Sabrina, who was Anne.
Hey, Darian, you want to go to that big laser disco after school? It'll be so cool.
Well, I find discos boring, actually. They're so last season.
Karaoke, maybe? I'm not a bad singer, you know. Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play. Something wrong, Darian?
Stop that! Noise police, citizens arrest!
You know, when you teach acting, you can always pick out the ones that are going to make it. Like 99% of them don't. You know, they don't do the work, they don't have the talent, they don't have the inspiration or whatever. But Sabrina, man, the first time I saw her in a play at Ryerson, I went, no, she's going to make it. And she did. She was in Artificial Intelligence with Jude Law. She was in one of the very early scenes where her head kind of exploded and all that stuff. And I just knew she was going to make it. Linda Valentine, another one.
Yeah! Keep your old tricks up your sleeve. They don't work anymore.
She was the third Sailor Moon. I knew she's going to make it because they exude some sort of confidence, talent, understanding of the craft. Also, Alan, who is Vince Carrazza, is also a student of mine at Ryerson.
Oh, wow.
But, the funny thing is, because they did Alan and Anne in together, and they were like the worst in concentrating on the gig. Several times I had to go up to them and say, would you guys shut up? You keep talking to each other, and you're supposed to be doing your scene. So, what? I didn't teach you anything about, respect for the craft. So just shut up, read your lines, and do it. But I love them dearly. And, I've done a little bit of work with Sabrina Gergovich since then. I think we did a commercial or something together. And Vince is now in Hollywood, doing very well. And I'm amazed, because when I saw him, he was like a skinny little kid. Now he's a pumped up, like, superhero.
He's definitely in shape.
Oh, yeah. So that guy did a lot of work. He did a lot of work in building up his body. And interestingly, during class, I said, well, why do you want to do this? And it's like, because I want to show those bullies I can do something. So he'd obviously been a kid who'd been bullied, and he was determined that isn't going to happen to me anymore. I'm going to be able to look after myself. And I saw a video of him at a con in Los Angeles, and he was just so effusive with his praise for me, and for that I thank him. And I'd love to see that guy again. I miss those people.
Yeah.
You're with them for 2 or 3 years, and then they're gone. And you never see them again, unless you meet them in the studio. And, it's like you feel like a parent to them because, I contributed to this. I taught you how to do this. And I'm so proud of you for having taken what I've taught you and put it to great use.
You mentioned Linda before. When she took over for Terry, I think the transition was a little difficult for people to take because it was a new person, but I thought that she did fantastic at it, and I thought that a lot of the criticism that she got was unwarranted, but I think that eventually she's admitted this herself in interviews, she eventually made it her own character, and I don't know if this was in the direction, but Initially, it felt like she was trying to be Terry, and she wasn't Terry, she was Linda. When she was finally able to be Linda, it was fine. It was fantastic. And it was only for a couple of episodes, like the first few. I mean, you mentioned in the book that it takes the first 10 episodes or so. If you could go back and re-record them, you would. And I think that's probably very true of anything that we do, that in the beginning you have to get a little bit of a worrying process.
Look out, stinkweed! How dare you use your floral beauty in such an evil way? Who knows what compost heap you come from, but you're not welcome here!
You're a bunch of sore losers, and I'll destroy you all! I'll give you a game of volleyball you won't forget, and we'll play by my rules! I'll outdo myself, and you won't believe your eyes, monsters! I'm Sailor Moon! I fight for fair play, and I fight for love!
She was, and again, like I said, I don't know if this is due to the direction, but I think that she's fantastic with the way that she finally made it in her own, and I think Terry did the same thing with her version, and I think Tracy did the same thing with her version.
Yeah, no, I've got a lot of respect for Linda. I pegged her as a winner, from the beginning, and I knew, yeah, you're going to do things for sure. Because she was talented, dedicated to the craft, a hard worker. She had everything going for her. And yeah, I got a lot of emails about, man, she sucks, and stuff like that. But she had a very difficult job to do.
Sure.
She had to replace, in my estimation, the best Sailor Moon, which was Terry Hawks. And that's a high hill to climb, man. And she gave it her all. Mm-hmm. And I remember going. This is when I think we did the next 17 episodes, and I looked at the call sheet, and I saw her name there, and I went, "Really? Linda is the new Sailor Moon?" Because when we were recording the original series, I'd met her on the street outside of the studio, and I said, "Hey, do you want to come in and watch? See what we're doing here?" So I invited her and her friend from Second City, who was another student of mine, whose name I forget, sorry. And she watched really intently to see what the heck was going on. And lo and behold, she became the next Sailor Moon.
Really? Now. Open your eyes before it's too late. We'll lose our future. Oh, come on, Reenie. Come on, you've got to wake up. We've got our whole lives ahead of us. And we'll be together. We'll grow up together. We'll dream together.
Rob Tinkler, who was Rubius.
Oh, Rob Tinkler, yes. Another student of mine from Ryerson University. And this guy, he was destined to be a voice performer.
Face it, you're no match for the power of the Negamoon. I've seen the future and you're not in it.
Who are you and what do you want?
I'm Rubius from the far side of the Negamoon. I live to see Crystal Tokyo ruled by the forces of the Negamoon. So may I suggest you hand the kid over? I really don't want to hurt you. Fine then, taste the fire of the Negamoon.
He was a singer, good singer, and he did this one thing in my class that absolutely astonished me. His character was a fish, and somehow he trapped air underneath his tongue and really and I tried emulating him with that. I couldn't do it. But I was astonished, like, this guy is the best fish I've ever heard.
Alice Poon was one of the four sisters. She was Catsy.
Not impressed. Get a load of this! Sailor Moon, take a powder!
She was only on, I think, about maybe 3 or 4 episodes, and then she was replaced by Mary, who did Molly. Why did she leave? Why was there a departure with her?
She was the one person I had a lot of difficulty with.
Is she the one that you mentioned? I didn't mean to interrupt you. Is she the one that you mentioned where you had to go in and get her really upset to do the scene?
Yep.
That's her?
That's her. I just, cartoon voicing requires so much energy, and she just wasn't putting forth the energy.
Mm.
I'm really sorry if I offended her on that one occasion, but it was what was required at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because she just wasn't given it. There wasn't the emotion, there wasn't the evil, there wasn't the anger, it just wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
And again, as I've described in the book, it's part of the Asian culture is to not show your true feeling, and you can't do that in acting. Like, acting is not about dressing up. Acting is about stripping bare.
Mm-hmm.
And letting your soul and your heart show.
It certainly wasn't obvious from the episodes, which is obviously a credit to you. But I thought they both did great. Not that my opinion really matters, but I thought they were both great. And when I guess it was when Mary came on, I thought Catsy sounds different, but still very good. Still enjoyed it. Tracy Hoyt was Renee.
And Tracy and I have been very friendly over the years. I've used her in a lot of commercials that I wrote and produced because she does this incredible Valley Girl thing. And she also teaches voice and does demo tape productions for a place in Toronto called Pirate Radio. And she's just, she's the daughter of a disc jockey.
Oh, okay.
So, she sort of comes by this naturally. But she's a live wire. She's on fire with almost everything she does. She approaches this business so beautifully that, when she goes into audition, her attitude is,
Smoochy moochy meatball head. Give me that crystal. I know you have it. Get off, you little vampire. Somebody get this. That is it, Flamingo Head. No way you're staying in this house.
no question about it. And she usually does, because she has that attitude.
In here.
Shh, Serena!
What are you doing hiding in there?
I have to talk to you and you alone.
So what's it all about?
I want to talk to you about Molly. Something's wrong.
Wrong?
Well, I don't really know how to say it,
No, nothing really, no.
but it seems to me that Molly is
Lovesick, Melvin.
trying to keep something from me.
Huh? What? Why should I be trying to keep anything from you, Melvin?
She must think I'm clueless. She's got a secret. Oh, I can't face it. I bet she has another boyfriend. She thinks I'm a geek. I can't believe I cooked her fried shrimp every day for her school lunch. Oh, and she said it was her favorite, too. It's a secret recipe I invented for her. It was a labor of love for her.
Yes, I see, Melvin. You look really upset about it.
Of course.